What's up? What's up?
Hey, morning, Greg.
John, how are you, buddy?
Good, thank you.
Good, good. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Good.
Good, good. So we got Dee Dee here with us.
Hi, Dee Dee.
Good morning, everyone.
Dee Dee doesn't like to show her face on camera. So unfortunately, you guys can't see her sparkling, her sparkling happy face.
Just look at your
Oh,
face.
look, see, Sandy's here somewhere.
Sandy, where's Sandy? Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
What's
Are you
up?
talking about me?
Who's that? Who's
Kristen.
that? What's up?
Kristen.
Oh, just busy.
I gotta put makeup on to show my face, or else I would.
Oh my
I feel the
goodness.
same way, Kristen.
You have makeup on.
I know, but I still feel the same way.
Hi, Dee Dee. Hi, Mom.
Hi, honey. You're a busy
Hi.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kristen's been killing it. Congratulations, Kristen. She's got like, I don't even know how much under contract right now.
She doesn't probably either.
Freaking
I
34
didn't do
million.
enough. I don't like to jinx myself.
Yeah, she's crushing it. Good job, kiddo.
Thank you.
So, yeah, today we got Lisa on. Lisa's gonna do, we want to have you guys get some questions for Lisa. We'll probably hold on. Oh, Ray, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. Good to see you. What's new?
Not much.
Good thing. There you go. That means nothing bad then, right?
Yeah, nothing bad.
Good, good. So yeah, we'll do a little bit of like a mortgage minute with Lisa. Our very own Lisa's on board with us as usual, and you guys have hopefully some Q&A for her. Dee Dee has a really cool marketing on a budget to get what do you say no for?
Because these
She's
people
like,
all do this stuff. I don't have any newbies
you
today.
never know. You can always pick up some good
These
tips.
agents
So,
know more about it.
and then we got a lot of agents that watch this afterwards too. So Dee Dee's going to go over a little bit of marketing on a budget, if you will, to try to get some good listings. And as usual, I'll kind of open up on a little Q&A. Whenever you guys have some questions, we'll get them answered for you. And if we can't, then we'll always find the answers. You guys know that. So kind of the first little bit order of business I wanted to go over is app files. Again, we're always kind of just trying to keep up to date with app files. And our job, Dee Dee and myself especially, is to kind of audit app files, make sure everything's in order, make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. I know that's every agent's nightmare is paperwork, right? So, you know, number one, that's why we definitely try to get you guys to try to use your TCs if you can, whether you're using ours or whether you're using somebody else's. You know, you just reach out to us. Obviously, we'll get you in contact with the right people if you're not already using who you're, you know, generally use. So with that being said, yeah, app files is huge. Kind of the way we're doing some things, and there's some new agents on board that are on right now. There's some new agents at the office. Kind of their thing is just what am I supposed to be doing on app files, aside from the normal, you know, agent task, if you will. One of the biggest things is to kind of keep us updated, keep us in the loop, right? So for us to truly audit app files and sit there and go through everybody's paperwork, we have, for instance, this year, I'll just throw out some numbers. Last year in 2020, we did, I think it was 108 dead offers. And a dead offer for us means if you guys are writing a contract, that contract doesn't go through for any reason. Doesn't matter if your buyers back out, if you got through inspection period, the house didn't appraise, something like that. It was under contract, it canceled, fell through, or if you just wrote an offer, especially in today's market, and just the offer just never got accepted. That's a dead offer, you know, for us. Last year we had 108. This year we already have 225 dead offers. It's just the times in the market. It is what it is. You know, obviously everybody here on this Zoom or in office right now knows you're working with buyers, then you're writing dead offers. It's just the way it is. We have some agents that have written 20, 22 dead offers. If I go through and audit everybody's with that many dead offers, it's a lot for us to go through and really check that out. So we really need agents to be on top of, and everybody here is pretty good at it, but we just need agents to be on top of notating on app files, you know, what is going on with that file. So if you write an offer and say you find out it's a dead offer, just notate on that file, and I'll share a screen here just to kind of show you guys everybody here is very familiar with app files, but it's just a refresher. Just kind of one of those things. I know you guys start writing offers for buyers, maybe you forget, whatever the case is. We're just trying to keep a clean app file for you guys. That way we know that offer's dead and we can always unkill it. So we've had that happen before. They go back and they do write an offer, it gets accepted. We just make that file active again. You guys as agents cannot kill the file. It's just under app files rules. You just can't do it. It has to be up to the broker. That way, you know, say you are under contract and that contract does cancel, we just have to go in, make sure that the right cancellation, release of cancellations are in there. Everything's as per record, if you will. That way, if we do get audited, we're clean and clear. We want to keep a good paper trail. I know in real estate, that's no fun, especially when you're out there running around showing properties and everything like that. So just real quick, kind of share my screen here. Everybody can see that?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Whoa.
Hmm?
Can't tell you. The other thing too is it's just not dead files. It's making, you know, files that are under contract, making us known as well, because we want to be able to go in, check the file. Again, everybody here is pretty solid at that. So we're not picking anybody out. It's just in general. Like I said, people get busy, things happen. But basically, you know, as long as you guys can keep us up to date, it's just a little bit easier for us to audit and just do it on a quicker level. So we can ensure everybody's squared away. But I'll just kind of show you here, when you're on a file, to make us known, whether it's Didi or myself, you're just going to come here and create an update. An update is going to alert myself or Didi, depending down here under the alert section. You got admins, Didi and myself. Just if you click these two buttons and then create an update, we're going to get an alert and we're going to know, okay, cool. This deal is now pending. We're going to get an email from AppFiles. We're going to be able to see it. You know, we'll respond to it. Really nice and easy. That way, what we can do is we can come in here, make sure everything's squared away. So for a buyer, for instance, you send them an offer and then, you know how it goes. You'll get another, you know, you get the executed contract in via PDF from the other agent, say. You got to come in here, upload it. Everybody should know how to do that. We've done videos on that if you're not aware, but you know, you save it to your computer, you have upload files, boom. So in that case where you do have that executed contract, upload that, you know, put it into your checklist. You can see here for this listing, you know, we have executed purchase contract, your escrow deposit. So just make sure that everything's squared away where it should be. And to do that, you know, if you're running around and you're busy or something, as long as you alert us, you know, we don't mind helping you guys out. Obviously, that's our job. So if you guys come in and say, you know, hey, Greg, I've just been running around, you know, I just haven't had time to upload my file or, you know, upload everything I need in that file and put it in the checklist. No big deal. You know, obviously this isn't, you know, as long as it's done, that's what we want to see, but we're just not going to be aware. You know, there's a lot of times where people will go under contract with a buyer and we're just completely unaware. And for us, you know, our biggest thing is get you guys getting paid at closing. That's what we want. That's what you guys deserve. And we've had a couple issues where, you know, agents won't update us on a file. We have no idea if something's under contract. And the next thing I know, I get a check in the mail, which sounds great, but unfortunately, you know, I don't know who it's for. And then we have to do some tracking down and find out who it's for. And then you come to find out there was no disbursement made and all that stuff. So that's just kind of what we're trying to really clean up here. It's just alerting us, letting us know what's going on. You know, you guys can see it from kind of the same perspective, but you can see here, you know, dead file. That's easy enough for us to come in here kind of on the feed, come in here and boom, we can just jump in here, make this file dead, you know, make this file pending. So you can see here, Kristen, pending. So it alerted Didi and I, so it was easy for us. We jumped on, we created that as a pending file now. So we know that, she's good to go in the file. We can look at everything, make sure everything's squared away where it's supposed to be. If something's missing, then it allows us to reach out, to the agent and say, hey, it's been a couple of days, just make sure you upload that escrow receipt or whatever the case may be. Maybe somebody forgot, so it's a good reminder as well for you guys, especially if you're not using a transaction coordinator. It can definitely help you out. So just be mindful of that and just really squaring away. Again, I'll repeat it again and again. I know paperwork is no fun in real estate when you're running around trying to get deals done. We're here to help you, but unfortunately it's just kind of part of the industry that we need to stay on top of and maintain. And the cleaner files you guys can have, the easier life is going to be. So that's my 2-minute bit on kind of updates and what's been going on, as far as the back end office stuff. As far as the market, and I think Lisa may be able to kind of jump on here as well and see what she, maybe kind of give us a loop of what she's seeing on as far as the mortgage aspect of it. We're definitely seeing a taper off here. And I think it's for the best. We definitely probably can all agree that there's got to be some sort of correction here. No, the market is not tanking or going down. But what we're seeing is, an overpriced home is now getting, say, 5 good, showings or offers, as opposed to having 15 that are 50 and 100,000 over ask. We're starting to see that buyer pool get a little bit upset or just tired blatantly of overpaying to the extreme on property. So, we're seeing that to kind of taper off. Not to say if you overlist something right now, it's not going to go. We're still, like I said, seeing people, going over ask, but we're starting to see some under ask, offers out there. Starting to see some properties going under ask, believe it or not. Just it kind of depends on where you're originally pricing them. But that buyer pool of overpaying buyers is starting to shrink down a little bit. I'm not sure if Lisa's kind of seeing that. The appraisals, I've noticed, in fact, I think Lisa and I spoke about this the other day, appraisals are starting to come in a little bit and be a little more accurate, if you will. We've kind of running into that issue a little bit less. I know 6 months ago, the biggest complaint was, hey, we're appraising 50,000 under, 100,000 under, 75,000 under, whatever it is. We're starting to see that kind of taper off a little bit as well. I think appraisals are catching up to values where values really should be. Not saying overvalue, but as far as that, I don't know, Lisa, what do you think about appraisals? Like, that was one of the biggest things is in the hiccup, like in the closing process would be like, now we're looking at 45-day closings, right? Like, we want a 45-day closing just because we couldn't get appraisers out there. Are you starting to see some of that free up a little bit, or are they still just overwhelmed?
Yes, I am seeing things loosen up a little bit. The 3-week appraisal is now down to like 10 days. So I'm getting a lot of 30-day or less on or before 30-day closings, which we can accommodate because we're not stuck on the appraisal. So that's a good thing. A funny, really quick story. I had a loan last week that is a VA deal in Port St. Lucie, North PSL. And we got the VA appraisal back, and I'm not even kidding, in 2 days.
Holy smokes.
So, and yeah, I know it's a different website for VA that you order from. It usually takes a little bit longer. Ordered it on a Sunday morning and got it back on Tuesday.
Wow.
A
That's
little bit
pretty
less
impressive.
value too. So, I mean, I don't
Wow.
even know what happened there. I'm thinking the appraiser was just like sitting there watching Netflix and got a call.
Yeah, waiting for the call.
Yeah. So that was really encouraging, but yeah, they're turning around quicker. It's still right now, lots of offers being put in and getting rejected. So it's crazy because, and I'm sure the agents can identify too, you've never done so much work to not get an offer
Yeah.
accepted.
Mhm.
And it's hard to stay positive and to sort of like, guide especially the first time home buyers to not get discouraged
Yeah.
because, one after another. And every chance I get, if I can even possibly put a conventional offer on there as opposed to FHA, I am. But yeah, we're not out of the woods with all of that by any measure, but it's a little bit better.
A little bit. And I mean, just in itself is trying to make an offer a little bit more attractive to a seller is definitely that 30-day close as well. Like you said,
Yeah.
Having somebody that's dealing with somebody that's got to do a 45-day close as opposed to a 30-day close, is a lot, can definitely be a stronger offer for that seller. Some sellers may be different. Maybe they want a longer close. I don't know, but every situation dependent, but it does not hurt to be able to close in those 30 days. Because you can always extend it if a seller wants 60 days, but they know you can close at 30, you can always extend it or lease back. So having that availability is good, especially with the appraisers being able to kind of jump on it a little bit faster than they were. Anything nowadays to make that offer a little bit stronger or stand out, if you will, is definitely huge. Especially if you're going up against cash or anything like that.
Right.
Those timeframes, I think when you're working against a cash deal, the timeframes are a big aspect of the contract for financing of any kind. If you can pay, we've been finding a lot of sellers, if you can pay 5 or 10,000 higher than the cash, which, at the end of the day, a seller is probably going to want that because it's, the deal's still up in the air with the financing deal, obviously. It's going to generally take a little bit more, on the financing aspect to get it done. But if you can have the same timeframes, your offer is very in line of that cash offer. We've had a couple agents that have been able to just kind of pump up the financing aspect a little bit and get the deal done just because the timeframes are the same, So that's good. That's huge. Glad to see.
One of the good things that's happening right now, just to kind of keep things, optimistic, is that the conforming loan limits for 2022 have gone up. A lot of you probably have already heard this because it's been all over social media, but in case you haven't, the max conventional conforming loan limit is going up to 625 for 2022. So we were at 548,250, yeah. And now it's 625. And that's a big deal, especially, for your buyers. Like it doesn't take much to spend $600,000 or $700,000 on a property right now. And if they can stay out of the jumbo pricing and get a regular conventional mortgage with just 5% down and like the lowest rate available, I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, it all also shows the state of the market and the values, but it's definitely going to help people.
Wow. Okay. Now that's not like FHA either, because FHA is different in each county, right? Like Martin County has a higher or lower, and Palm Beach is higher or something, right? So it's that the conventional loan limit is just the conventional loan limit, regardless of where you are.
Yeah, that's a national loan limit.
Interesting.
Now with FHA, I haven't seen 2022's FHA loan limits yet, but for those people that don't know about this, like Greg said, each county across the country, but you're always looking at Florida, they're all different. So Palm Beach is like Greg said, considerably higher than Martin County. Martin's higher than Port St. Lucie. So we always want to be cognizant of that FHA loan limit when we're getting up there in those price points. And the good news is it's the FHA base loan amount. So you can, everybody knows you have mortgage insurance on an FHA loan, but the max FHA loan limit is for the base loan amount. So technically the total loan amount that's got the mortgage insurance in it can be much higher than whatever that max is.
Wow.
So it's not a terrible thing. And sometimes it doesn't take much to get them where they need to be, a couple thousand, but yeah, that's something good too. That's going to go up for 2022. I just don't know what it is yet.
Okay. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
That'll be big for the FHA buyers too, because like you said, obviously the market has increased, and if your loan limits are still where they are, it's going to be hard for those FHA buyers, which, there's a lot of them out there. So that's going to be good to see those go up and where they go up, especially with prices where I think kind of selling out, it's going to kind of put them in the ball game a little bit more too, I think there's nothing but good things coming in the future. A lot of people have a kind of a doom and gloom about real estate in the future, which is just, it's not going down that route. I mean, you're obviously Lisa's in the industry, and she, there's nothing going on like there was back in the day, so in fact, I think it's a lot harder now to get a mortgage. I'm actually in the process of it, as we know, and it's a pain. It really is. So they're going to ask for your first unborn child. So it's tough. It's not like it was back in the day. So really the inflation of prices are really just coming from the demand aspect of it. And the demand, especially in South Florida, we're in such a good niche that, maybe the demand in Oklahoma obviously is skyrocketing right now, people trying to get away from the cities and all that, but that's gonna taper off. Being in South Florida, such a hot spot as it is, we're not gonna see that for a long time. So if again, so nothing but good things for the real estate future here in South Florida. Guys are in a great spot for that. So yeah, the tough thing, like Lisa said, is just writing that many offers. I don't want to say her name, but we have an agent that has written like 18 offers for, one buyer, 20 offers, I think one of them was like 22 offers for the same buyer.
And I did the pre-approval letters for him.
Yeah, exactly. You
So it's
remember.
a
So it's
lot.
like, it was a lot, right? So
Yeah.
God bless the buyer. I don't know how the buyer like didn't just throw in the towel on number 15, right? But no, it's going to take that to get deals done. I had an agent call me the other day. They're working with a renter and just frustrated. This is like the 10th or 11th, contract to lease they've written, and it's just, they're like, I don't know what to do here. And it stinks on that aspect too, because obviously a rental amount is significantly less than a sale. But at the end of the day, it's just that's what it's taking to get deals done in this day and age right now. It just takes resilience. And, at the end of the day, that's going to be the agent that, is coming through and getting a deal done, whether it takes one or 30 offers. In a market like this, that's kind of what builds an agent up, so when the market kind of frees up a little bit and we're back down to, where it's not so much competition, you're breeding a better style of agent as well. So just keep that in mind, because you just want to power through it and get the job done at the end of the day. So, don't ever give up. That's kind of been the majority of my fielding calls lately with agents, is just not getting the deal done. They lose self-confidence, and it's not what it is. It's you and every other. We maintain relationships with brokers all around and agents all around, whether it's Florida or out of state, and every single person's going through the same thing you guys are. So it's not just a local, kind of micro aspect. It's on a big level. So don't get intimidated. Don't get, down on yourselves if you guys are doing that. Just keep going at it and don't give up. Just keep writing those offers. You'll get it done eventually. So it's a tough market out there. But Dee Dee, want to go over some quick marketing tools for?
Well, actually, a lot of these folks on here now pretty much are blown all past this, but the newbies, they'll be able to pick this up on your Facebook. But
Can everybody, can you guys hear Dee Dee? Okay.
Yep.
Clearly.
Okay, so great. So just quickly, it may, Ray gets a lot of good guidance from Kelly, of course, but there may be some good info for him. Especially nowadays, it's really hard to get listings in this market. They're few and far between. So I guess if you don't know someone or you don't do your marketing consistently, it is really, really hard. Also, I noticed, with COVID, back and all this, it's really not the best time to be making conversations with people. Like I used to always try to get friendly with the guy that stocked at Publix or Home Depot, and then I'd give him a card, and this and that. But nowadays I noticed I've been trying to do that, like the places that I go, and people back up from me, even though I have a mask on. So, I'm just saying this is normal. It really is hard to strike up a conversation with people out in public. So I just came up with a few tips for marketing on a budget to try to get some listings, and budget being the word, because it is expensive to market. So I'm thinking for the newer people, agents, like John and Sandy, they farm. I believe that you should really do your own neighborhoods in a small scale, just to get into the habit and the routine. And because the neighborhood really well. Like John and Sandy, they farm in their neighborhood. Tula's in her community, Josh is in his. They all really do really well in their communities. And I think because they're like the neighborhood expert, and so I do feel that you should farm your neighborhood. The newer agents, if you don't have a sold or listed and you can't do a card with, Lisa's affiliate, the LPT, I think it is Enterprise, then I would go to like Quantum Digital, or you use Cambo, Greg? Some people use Cambo.
Well, you can actually now, last week we went over a thing on Chime where you can actually do some postcards too on Chime. So like Lisa's product is awesome. So I think I just saw in this Zoom right now, I don't know if Kelly or Ray has jumped back on, and Mika, I'm not sure if you were on there. But LPT through Lisa's program is incredible to do. Like if you've sold a property, it doesn't matter whether it was last year or today, you can market the heck out of that community with her product very cheap and at a very good quality too. So the other one, yeah, was Chime. You can do if you don't have a property where you can kind of focus in on. Chime's doing postcards now. I haven't used them yet, to be honest, so I don't know quality. I don't know the pricing, but Quantum Digital was a good one. Like you said, we've used a lot. You can go in there and make your own. You can design your own. You can do everything. Pretty simple too to make it. Canva's one, but they're more for like social media posts and event posts, stuff like that. But I think Quantum is probably going to be the better one.
So I like Quantum only because it's not, LPT is really great if you have sold and
Or active,
or
yeah. If you have
active
active,
listings,
yeah.
right? So I'm just kind of gearing it toward more like the newer agents that don't have a huge budget, and
Mhm.
honestly, if you go, I would just recommend like, just stay in your neighborhood. Even if it's just like a dead end cul-de-sac or something with 50 to 100, just make up your own. The thing I like about Quantum is you can send out, you don't need a listing. And sometimes in, this era we're in right now, it's kind of nice just to do like throw in a recipe. They don't want to hear about houses and what you've done and you've sold. And, they really, honestly, it's more about, send them a recipe card, send them, like you could do the market stats, from Flex if you want. Cleaning, painting, organizing. A lot of people don't know about that, especially if they're not handy and they're going to be putting their house on the market soon. And then they get a card from you that they go, oh, I could do that organized. It's just some information that they can use that is not like, I want your house to list.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes it more
Huge.
personal if you do that, to try to send out some fun or funny things,
Because this market is like, especially you obviously want listings. You want listings all the time, but getting listings in this market is hard if you don't know people. So like you said, like going out and differentiating yourself, say that 10 times fast, is hard in this market because there's so many agents, so much competition. So by doing that is what's going to set you apart, whether it's at a listing appointment or whether it's the products you can
Right.
offer, your potential clients. Just differentiating yourself is going to be huge. So like Didi said, if you're going to mail somewhere, try to have like we used to use the Palm Beach Local, remember the magazine, into a certain community. Use something as like once every quarter, you're going to send something out. That way you have kind of like a backbone going around. Then from there, send out stuff like John and Sandy sent out a really cool hurricane tips. So at the start of hurricane season, they sent out magnets, like refrigerator magnets, believe it or not, are huge. People love that stuff, like whether it's got real estate on it or no matter what. Like if you put hurricane tips on it, like they did, if you put anything like that, yeah, especially with holiday season coming up, like recipes like Didi said, or decorating tips, anything like that, people are going to stick it on their refrigerator, believe it or not. Like that's huge. Yeah, John, what are you holding up? It's kind of going in and out of the background.
I can't see it. It does. So basically, the last postcard was top places to eat locally. Excuse me. And we did a Google map. Can you see it?
Awesome.
We did a Google map of the restaurants, 5 restaurants, and gave a little bit of a preview of them. And then on the back side, we said, do you have a favorite place to eat? So you're not going real estate on them. There is a paragraph in there about buying or selling or whatever, but you really don't have to keep it all real estate,
Yeah,
And
because
it was like the hurricane one as well, that was received well.
yeah,
So
that's huge.
So
that's the every door direct mail system with the post office, and it costs us like $500 to do 600 houses.
So less than
It
$1.
costs us $500 to have them printed up as well. The whole package, each mailing costs $500.
Right. So, if you can't do that, you could always, email is the cheapest, of course, if you have, your Sphere contacts, your contacts on your phone, your contacts on your MLS, basically your CRM. Use your CRM, put everything in there. I do this every month and I just hit my customers, and I'll say, hey, been thinking about you. Do you believe it's already October? Just write them a personal email. I've been thinking about you. It's October. I can't believe how fast the summer went. Look, still hot and heavy in real estate. If you know of anybody, don't hesitate to give them my name. I'd love to help them out. So an email is really cheap. I'm kind of doing the marketing on a budget because a lot of people honestly can't afford, $500 a month, which, it's a lot extra in this time when people are cutting back at work, and it's just tough for some people unless you're making a lot of money in real estate. So, the other alternatives you could do is I would do 50 to 100 cards, like with LPT, they'll pay for almost half. Just do a small amount in your own neighborhood. I would do it actually like once a month at least. And then you can also, a couple other ideas is to call expired on the MLS and actually go back years. Like I wouldn't, sometimes you go back like just the week. I'd go back years and years, and then I'd copy and paste that address and see if it had been sold or new owners, if they're still the same owners, just do some research like that. I'd call Bizbos and Craigslist and Zillow for salebyowner.com. Your social media presence is really huge nowadays. If people at least see your name and your face and anything you post on social media, there's probably a lot of agents in here that don't ever do social media, but I'm thinking their friends and family might not even know they're still doing it. So it's a good idea just to keep posting, even a rental or just, have a good day, a beach, anything. So if you just get on your social media a lot more, but
Yeah, and if you guys want some kind of, I don't want to say advice, but if you guys want to see like a good page that's set up, John and Sandy do really well on social media. And then Carla, one of our newer agents, Carla Moore, she has somebody that does it. So, if you wanted to, you could reach out and see who does it for her. Because one of the biggest things is posting like once a day, like Dee says, just letting people know what you do. Social media is huge.
so they don't forget you. Yeah.
But just go check out some of her posts. You can kind of see they're very not real estate related, if you will. It's recipes, it's hurricane stuff like John Sandy did. It's different stuff.
Funny.
So it's funny. So it attracts people's attention. And then of course there's a logo at the bottom and her, her branding, but so people remember, but real estate is not being blasted in their face.
Right.
A lot of us know that, when you see something that you're not interested in or just real estate in general, if you're not selling or buying, then, you're just going to zoom past whatever that is, so.
Yeah,
that's huge.
I throw all the cards out. It's like you get them so many a month, and it's like all about them. I've sold this, I've sold that. I don't really care, and nobody else does either, honestly.
That's so targeted to the clients that are literally ready to buy and sell. Because if you're looking to buy or sell in 5 years or 2 years, or you're not, but something pops up, that postcard isn't going to pertain to you. John's postcard about hurricane tips is gonna entertain everybody. That's whether they're interested in selling or whether they have no desire to sell. That magnet's going to get stuck on their refrigerator for hurricane season. That magnet's going to get stuck on there for holiday season. That magazine about local restaurants is going to be on their kitchen table. They're going to read it. And then guess what? Maybe 2 years down the road when they decide to sell and they keep pushing out this type of marketing, who are they going to think about? They're going to think about the name ingrained in their head. So marketing in general, whether it's leads, whether it's social media marketing, whether it's digital, whether it's whatever, paper, it's all a long-term play essentially. And the benefactor is getting somebody that's interested right then and there.
Yeah.
But it is very rare that you're gonna get somebody that calls you that day and invites you over to a listing appointment that day. It's a long-term play. It does require, a monetary, investment, but it's one that, one deal will pay for itself, so you always got to remember that.
And give them something they can laugh about or go, oh, that's cool. Even a picture, funny. Anything that they can say, oh, that's refreshing. She's not the norm or he's not the norm. It's pretty funny. At least they have some personality. So I think they look more for personality nowadays than it just does set you apart from the rest. And, even if like the newer people, if you try to hand out business cards, you get kind of past that once you get going. But I mean, try to hand out 2 a day and make it like a goal, go to your restaurant, stick one in the receipt, the checkbook, just ask the waitress, hey, you have an accent, where are you from? Where are you living now? That's it. It will get you right into that. At your kids or grandkids, football, soccer, dance. I mean, like everyone you talk to. And open houses, there really are a lot of people that go through open houses. So if you don't have one, I really recommend for the new people to grab someone's open house, a listing and go for it, because you may get that one person looking. There's a lot of ways, like I just described, that if you don't have a big budget, you can still do these things
Absolutely.
at a minimum.
Yeah, and like we, kind of revert, if you guys aren't on LPT Listing Power Tools with Lisa's company, highly suggest. We've actually, had a lot of agents using that have had some good success. Again, it's going to be geared more towards, if you have a listing in there. So like Kelly, for instance, you have one under contract up in Stewart, a listing, you could take that property, you're going to market that and put, under contract or pending, out to that whole area. You can do as many as you want. I think you can, it sounds like 100, right, is the minimum, and then all the way up to thousands, I think you could send. Yeah, and it's, and if you want to, and you have obviously the move forward from other people, you can use other people. So Ray, for instance, if you didn't, you don't have any listing, for instance, somebody in the office, I would say 90% of people, they don't farm an area. So, they may be okay with you using one of their listings they sold or something like that, or call me, I don't care. I'm not competing against you guys. I want to help you out. So if you call me up and say, hey, Greg, can I use one of your listings? I don't care. Go ahead. Absolutely. So, you guys have that at bay. That's a great tool. So anybody that needs that, I'm pretty sure probably everybody or mostly everybody here is set up with Lisa on that. But if not, reach out to Lisa, right? I think you have to do it, right, Lisa? Or can I get them set up on it?
We can, either one of us can do it. We're really just connecting them to Jessica Palmer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's super easy too. Like you actually get what's really cool is you do more than just paper marketing on there. So like if you have a listing, for instance, under contract, you send out a flyer, you log on to LPT, you input like 4 or 5 boxes, you put the price in, the address, it'll actually like pull from geocoding, like the address itself and Google Maps and all that. So you don't have to like do anything crazy. You add in like 3 pictures, I think, of the property. So you just take 3 pictures from the MLS, boom, it's going to actually put it on a postcard for you. You look at the proof. It's going to have all your informations, all that good stuff on it. You proof it, you hit send, you send it out to, 100 of the nearest houses or 5,000. I can't remember what the highest number was, but I think it's 1,000 maybe. But you can send it to a lot. I used to do, like John said, we used to, a couple of years ago, used to kind of do some stuff in Jupiter Country Club. It used to cost me anywhere from 600 to 1,000 a month just in, mailers to send out there, just regular, crappy little postcards. Basically like $1. It was basically like $1, a mailer sent out. And I think with Lisa, last time I sent something out, it was 500 of them, and it cost me like $100, literally, maybe 110, something like that. It's crazy cheap. So being affiliated with her allows us that awesome opportunity to jump in there and do some paper marketing. And like I said, use that as a backbone. Send that out quarterly, whatever the case may be. Send out your solds, and then every other month send something out. Send out a magazine. Send out a 1-page thing. Shows restaurants in the area like John showed us. There's lots of things you guys can do to market to an area. With that one listing, will cover everything, it's a long-term play. It may take a year or it could be the next day. We've had people call literally the next day of getting a magazine. And then we've had it take, 2 years to get a listing off it, but it always pays for itself. And then some, you just have to keep up with it. But anybody that is interested in LPT, we can do another, we've done a couple of videos on it. If you kind of shoot to the YouTube and scroll back, you can find them. Anybody that's super interested in it and really wants to jump on it, either reach out to myself or Lisa. I can sit down with you and go over it. It's very easy. It honestly takes 5 minutes to do a postcard and hit send and get them sent out, get into the print and start getting sent out, and then you're done. They send one to you so you can see it. That way when it comes in. There's awesome tools to it too, so you can actually track who does it. There's little text codes on the cards as well. So when they text that code, it gives them like a property website, a little property website that's created through OPT. You don't have to do anything. It's just linked to the pictures and the info you put in there originally. So it's got some really, really, really cool tools to track clients. We actually had another listing appointment from somebody that got the postcard and actually like kind of hit the text code and registered. We got them in as a lead. This was a couple of years back when we first got on it, and it was, yeah, I got another listing appointment from it. So it's big. It's great tools, not just send out postcards and hope people read it. You can really do some follow up and see who's reading it and who's getting what, and actually get them in as leads, and then they'll transfer right into Chime.
And Greg, the other thing, what speaks for itself is the location of that warehouse where LPT is. It's up in Central Florida, and I think they have a capture rate of, I think, almost 80% of the realtors up there that use marketing and advertising. LPT
huge.
has them. I mean, it speaks for itself. And the other thing I wanted to say really quick, and I know I said this at other meetings, but besides postcards and like auto drip campaigns that you're talking about, like let's say you're trying to get like a $2 million listing or something that's higher end, that you might have a little bit more of a budget to spend to get that listing. You can show the seller what you're capable of doing in terms of promoting the property. I mean, I laughed because at the warehouse they had like life-size realtor cardboard cutouts of Greg Emerald or whatever. And not
cool.
that you would want to do that, but you
not
could
that anybody would
do
want to see
something
that.
super, maybe not you, but super splashy, super splashy pictures of the property itself, where you get there and you're like, this is what I'm going to do. And it's just there's so much more to it than just the postcards.
It's huge.
And they just crank the stuff out, and I can almost guarantee that nobody else is going to do it for less. And there's no benefit for me, promoting this. I just think it's a really good tool.
It's a great tool. I was really impressed with it. And then, I was crazy impressed about the timelines. Like sometimes when you create I know we've done them through Quantum, before, and every now and then it'll take you, a couple of weeks just to get the mailers in, and then you have to go to the post office and mail them in. So for that, it's perfect, because you can, and on Quantum, you can do EDDM too, so you can have them send them out. But I know with LPT, it took me, like, every time I've done it, it's been within a week that it's in my mailbox, from hitting submit all the way to receiving it. It's been a week, and sometimes other products will take weeks, if not a month, to get out there, so that's huge, like you said. And that location, like you said, in Central Florida helps us as well, being so close to shipping and printing, So yeah, anybody that wants to get on that isn't already, reach out to myself or Lisa, and then I can sit down with you, do a Zoom or in person, and kind of show you what LPT is all about. And again, if you're interested, we do have some other videos. If you jump up on the YouTube page, we got other training videos that we've done on LPT.
That is very good source to have. But I mean, nothing against LPT, and I've used it a lot, probably more than anybody in the office. And I think it's a great program, but it's more specific toward listings and sold. So I'm just saying another option would be to go to I don't believe LPT offers, you can't pick different templates, which, on these other sites, you can pick templates. So that's something different if you're gonna, do listings. So hire me, here I sold this. But if you want to do something different and start a campaign, like they'll do it automatically, and you can gear it toward October, how to make pecan pie, or in November, it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, just do like a campaign. But, if you want to do a different type of marketing, you would want to, and anybody who, it's not just Quantum, but anybody who would like to go over that, I am pretty good with digital, with the digital products on Quantum. So I did it for years and years and years. And actually people would call me and say, you know what, I had one person call and say, I'm not selling my house, but I have to tell you, I love that recipe you sent me, like I sent it, right? So it's kind of just another source, Lisa's is definitely more, it's definitely more inexpensive and it does have great feedback. But if you just want to try something different, an alternative would be, another program which we can help you with. Just give us a call.
Yeah, it's gonna be geared more
Yeah.
towards like customizing a mailer as
Templates,
far
yeah.
as like you said, recipes, anything like that. Fall features, stuff like that. So,
Which you could I would enter mine with the LPT. I'd do a house for sale in their neighborhood. And then the next month I'd send them something else, something fun about the holidays or something. And then the next month, whatever, just change it up a bit.
yeah, it's gotta be like that, because you can't, like we said earlier, you can't just send, this is like you gotta do multiple things. You're not gonna expect to be able to do one thing and it just, that's that. It's
Mhm.
gonna have to be LPT, maybe once every other month. It's gonna have to be, another mailer the next month for recipes or whatever, or just like John showed us, local restaurants in the area, stuff like that. You're gonna always have to mix it up. It's not gonna just have to be
And-
homes for sale or just recipes or just that. It's gonna be a little bit of everything,
And I also think the social media presence helps. I think actually going right to the root, go to your sphere and send personal emails. You can copy paste the same personal email to everyone, just change the name. But honestly, I find that I actually get email back, when I say, hey, Susan, how are you liking your house 7 years later, Mangrove Bay? She'd write back, oh, it's so great to hear from you. I didn't know you were still in real estate. My neighbors think, blah, blah, blah. So I just think the personal emails are really good to your CRM and your contact.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Well,
it
I
doesn't
mean,
cost anything.
what was the number? I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but it's like 70% or 80% of clients are happy with their realtor, but only like 20% come back and use that same
Mhm.
realtor. And the reason is obviously it's not because they're not happy. It's just they forget, most people don't trade their houses once a year, once every 2 years. It's, generally 5 to 7 years. So if you're not in front of them in those 5 to 7 years, they're more than likely going to forget you if you're not, assuming you're not best friends with them, you see them every day, or you see them once a month, they're going to forget you regardless if they were happy with you in the beginning or not. It's all happened to us. It's inevitable, but obviously the CRM can help you. Obviously marketing can help you, all that stuff. You just got to everybody's got a different game plan. I wish I could come up with like a templated game plan for here, do this, 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 and this. But unfortunately, what works for John and Sandy, in their community is going to be different for Mika and her community. It's going to be different for Ray and his community. It's going to be different everywhere. So, you got to kind of know that community you're really looking into. Are they a close-knit community, or do they have festivals, and stuff like that, or get-togethers? Or is it just kind of a community where you pay the HOA and you don't really know your neighbor? Everything's gonna be different. So it's hard to come up with a general and broad marketing plan, for every community. It's gonna have to be kind of tailored to that community. You may live in a golf community, so now you integrate golf into your mailers or into your marketing. It may be a waterfront community where it's boating and stuff like that, then it's totally different. So you got to kind of just know what, what's what and what your community holds and how you bring a value to that community that, say the agent that doesn't live there, or maybe you don't live there, you're just marketing in there that the agent that's already in there doesn't bring. So that's just something to think about. So all pretty good points. So cool. Any of you guys have any questions for Lisa on the mortgage end of things? What's going on in the world? Any questions? General questions, custom questions, anything?
I have one.
Shoot.
So I had a client, I still have a client. He wanted to see a property, but he is having a hard time getting here in town in West Palm because he's coming from South. So one of the listings that he wanted to see that he was actually very, very interested in. And he's an investor. So he's the kind that he will walk in and out. He'll know he wants to place an offer and just move forward with it. So now the agent was giving hard time because she had few offers and she said that she wouldn't allow a virtual, since he didn't fit her timeline of showings, that she wouldn't allow him to do virtual, and that he had to be there.
Mhm.
And so we totally lost the property because she wouldn't let him see And she wanted him to come in at 5 p.m., which he couldn't. So she wasn't accommodating very much. And so Law said, are they allowed to do that? Like, can we not do virtual and place an offer? I mean, do they have to be there in person?
No, you can absolutely do a virtual showing. I mean, that was one of the biggest things during COVID. I'm gonna just throw this out there to be honest too. I'm personally, if I'm listing a property, if I have two potential clients from agents, and one of them saw the house in person and one of them hasn't, and I have the same offer from both of them, I'm probably gonna honestly go with the one that's already saw the property, because without seeing it or even virtually seeing it, doesn't give you the same, it worked a lot during COVID, but it doesn't give you that same feedback in person. So, kind of being that agent, I would probably do the same thing, to be honest, because
I would
I-
too.
yeah.
If she didn't even know how much he was gonna offer, what if it
Yeah,
was
it's up to the
wider?
agent, it's up to the seller at the end of the day. Like, well, I mean, it's up to the seller at the end of the day, but the agent, they can do that. Because if you think about it, they're kind of going out of the seller's best interest and saying, well, they saw the property regardless of what he's paying. He could write an offer and then come in during inspection period and say, like, let's be honest, we all know, which I don't agree with it, but we all know that your inspection period is basically a free out. I could get cold feet and tell my agent, and then my agent just says, hey, they don't like the inspection report, cancel the contract, get my deposit back. I don't agree with it, but they can do that. So she could look at it as a fact of like, well, what if he comes in, he doesn't like it, or it's not what he thought it was, and now he can come back and say, well, during the inspection period, I want a 30,000 or 50,000 off, or hey, I'm sorry, it's not what I thought, and they cancel the contract. Now she kind of lost that week or 10 days, or she has to go back on market, or she has to retouch all the clients that came interested in the property. So they can do that. Yeah.
They can, but it's not right. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel if I listed a property and you said, I want to do a virtual showing, I mean, it is up to the agent. I don't think it's a very nice agent, because even if she did take another offer, I'd still allow you to come in and take that, because, you never know if the other one falls through, your guy could be a backup. So
Exactly.
I personally would push it and say, I have every right to do a virtual in this COVID market.
Okay, all right.
Just
Yeah, I
be
just
more
wanted to make
pushback.
sure that I'm not pushing something that's,
No,
wrong.
I personally, everybody can do it different. That's why we're all independent agents, but I personally would push it, because if your buyer's a good buyer and he wants that house, he could be fine. He could, and a lot of times you go to the inspections, they don't even go. I know you've done it several times, Mika. You just go for them and they trust you. So
Yeah,
it may not even be a holdup, and you could explain that to the agent too, that, hey, he's bought stuff, he's a good buyer, he doesn't need to be there. Just let me in for a few minutes and we'll give you an offer.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anybody have anything else, whether it's for myself, whether it's for Dee Dee, whether it's for Lisa? Quiet. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. Let's see. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover. Just remember app files, keep those files clean, update us. Listen, if I need to help you guys upload stuff, I will. If you're running around like crazy, I'm not going to do it if you guys are just being lazy. But if you guys want to, jump on there, you're running around, you're showing a bunch of properties. My job's to help you. So if you guys are busy and you need some help with it, just let us know. We're going to help you out. So, if you're showing 5 properties today, and it doesn't mean you need to get your escrow deposit receipt in app files today, or by 10 a.m. There's no time restrictions, but we're definitely always auditing. It's a twice a day thing for Dee Dee and myself, is to audit app files, make sure everybody's files are where they need to be. Obviously, to help you guys out, number one, to make sure you guys get paid. Trust me, I've seen it. It happens all the time. You wouldn't think so. I would think as an agent, once you're closing, one of the things you really should think about is getting paid and how fast you're going to get paid once it closes. Because we all know we do want to get paid at closing. So just, it happens a lot where I get checks in, I don't know who they're from. And, then we have to go chase those transactions down. And generally when that happens, there's no disbursements, half the paperwork's missing, then we have to just play catch up. It's a mess. Then the agent obviously has to play catch up. So as you guys get things in, just try to upload them. I've said it time and time again, like I have with the CRM, take as long as you need per day, whether it's 5 minutes or whether it's hour and a half. Just take some time per day to jump on your app files, whatever file, whether you're working one file or 20, just make sure you guys are keeping up to date with them. Easier to do it now than it is down the road, especially if you're not using transaction coordinator. If you are, generally it's pretty clean. We don't run into any issues, but if you're not, just keep them up to date daily. Let us know what's going on so we can be alert, kind of know what's going on too. Because another big thing too is I'll get calls a lot is, hey, what do I do with this deal? And I don't even know there's a transaction going on. So I don't know any history. I don't know, it's better for us to know history to be able to give you guys the right answer or guide you in the right way. And if I don't know any history and you just, hey, I got this deal, what do I do here? It's kind of like, well, I need to know history. If I know what's going on in the file and I can see addendums or I can see contracts, it's easier for us. So new agents, you guys are not new, but new to us. This is, obviously nobody's, for the most part, we don't have any issues with this. So for the newer agents, just kind of letting you know, hey, this is how we like to do it. That way everybody's on the same page. Or if you just kind of guilty of not updating those, then, try to just work on it. But yeah, it's a big thing for us getting that done. If you guys, anything you guys need, I'm here. This is not just an every other week training. You guys get 24/7. So don't feel like you got to wait until next, 2 Tuesdays, to, talk to me or talk to Dee Dee. You guys call us, whether it's right after this meeting or it's an hour before, so we're always here for you guys, that 24/7. Networking events, Lisa, myself, and Sean are working on some networking events. I think we discussed a little bit. We're going to try to do one once a month now. So we're going to start getting something ready for October. We're going to do them. What we're going to try to do is kind of go from, place to place. So if you guys have any cool ideas, of little bars, of restaurants that, are good for networking events, let us know. I know we do them a lot at Coalfire. We have a good hookup there. Obviously we've done them at Parch Big. We've done them a couple different places.
My great suggestion, Topside.
Topside. Yeah. So what's that, Lisa?
Can't hear her.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was muted and I was saying, Mika, that's a great idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times and I've seen quite a few different, the lenders, title company and networking, which I happen to know them, but it was a great spot. Everybody was having so much fun.
Yeah, it's a great spot. So like any suggestions like that, we're totally open. We want to get these going once a month and just get agents together, have a good time, whether I know everybody basically that's on this meeting was here at the last one, and everybody that's on this meeting has been to one of them. So they're always a great time. You're not gonna, you want to talk about business, go talk about business. You want to talk about personal, go talk about personal. It's just about getting us together and having a good time, getting away from the office and away from your home offices and just enjoying, each other and the team, / family camaraderie we really try to uphold here. Another thing is, don't forget the Steward office. You guys are open to that. If you don't have a key, just let me know. We got keys for you. Lisa's there a lot, in and out as well. But if you guys ever need to go in there for anything, whether it's showing properties and you want to, take somebody there, we're still, trying to finish some stuff up. I got pictures like this coming in. We just ordered the actual files. So now we got them on print order. Just kind of the last few things we're trying to get in the office to really make it look cute and homey, like the Jupiter office. And Lisa's done a great job up there. It's super cute. So that's open to you guys. If you're a home sales Palm Beach agent or you're a home sales Treasure Coast agent, it doesn't matter. We did find out that you guys have no issues branding each other's logos, obviously, because you're under the same umbrella. So if you guys are home sales Treasure Coast, you want to use home sales Palm Beach logo, go ahead, vice versa. We're all the same family, we're all the same team. So don't forget that office up there if you're ever up there, or if you're up there, just stop in. If Lisa's there, say hello and, whatever, but that office is always there for you guys as well. So, like our offices, I'm not always here either. They're satellite. They're for you guys to come and go. Seems weird. I know I had like agents call me yesterday about, dropping stuff off, and it's like, you guys can go in there. They were nervous about me not being here. And I'm like, it's there for you. This office is there for you guys, not just us. I don't care if you're in here at 9 or 10 o'clock at night working, or 4 a.m. It's up to you guys. It's your office. So and that's every office. Stuart here, that's going to be the game. So if you guys want to pop in and pop out, there's no issues with that. It's all yours. All right. So don't forget that. You guys don't have keys to Jupiter. If you don't have keys to Stuart, you don't have codes, et cetera, et cetera. I think everybody's pretty well set up, but you just reach out to myself. We'll have that made. We'll get it for you. We'll do all that. So don't hesitate. These offices are here to help you if you need them. So if nobody has anything, that's kind of all I got. Anybody last chance here?
I put in the chat, Greg, this app that I was talking to another agent at inspection last week, and how he uses app files, and we were talking about how we actually really liked app files, and I was like, I wish they had an app
Mobile.
though. So yeah, because it's not real mobile friendly on the browser, but he told me to download Puffin. It's like
Okay.
the icon's like a little penguin,
Yep.
but it's actually, I just downloaded this morning, and it's a lot more mobile friendly, and you can click on the buttons a lot easier if you're having to do it from your phone.
Yeah, so I've heard of that before. It's kind of like a mobile web supporter, if I recall.
Yeah,
right?
yep, for like anything that's not as mobile friendly. If you go on there instead and you click on mobile friendly versus the browser, then you can navigate a little easier.
Oh, that's awesome. That's huge, because, we get a lot of calls on that from, about app files, like, hey, I'm on the road, I can't do this. And that's one of the calls I get a lot, is like, hey, I'm on the road, is there any way you can do this or you can do that?
Yeah.
And it's a pain. It is, because I've tried to use it mobile as well.
Oh my
and
gosh,
it
yeah,
stinks.
trying to
So,
click it and then you click the wrong thing with your
yeah,
finger.
everything's
Like,
small. You gotta, zoom in and out, and it's
Yeah.
okay on tablet or desktop, but once you hit the phone, which a lot of us are doing all the time, so that's a great, that's awesome, a good value add right there. So
Yeah, I
if
put it
you
in the
guys
chat.
definitely want to use app files on mobile more and be more mobile friendly, like Kristen said, download Puffin the app and jump on app files. I'm going to do it as soon as we jump off here. That's a great tip. So thank you for that.
No problem.
All right. So anybody else? Okay. So you guys know, just call me if you need anything at all. We're always here for you guys. Appreciate you jumping on. This will be on the YouTube here shortly if you want to recap, or you got an agent friend that hasn't seen it or whatever. Then we'll throw it on the Home Sales Family page, obviously. But anything you guys need, reach out to myself, Lisa. You guys know you got Sean and Olivia there with title and producer's title. You guys, we're always here for you. So anything you need, just give us a shout. All right. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
absolutely. Have a killer
Thanks,
day. Absolutely. Good. And thank you, Lisa.
Here, it's
Go out
on
there and crush it, and call me if you need anything. Okay.
the camera there, would you? Say
Bye,
goodbye.
Sandy.
Bye.
Bye, Sandy.
Hey,
Bye,
look, I'm
guys.
here too.
Bye,
See you later.
everyone.
Oh, see
Bye.
you, John. See you guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.